Wait, man. Shut the fuck up, Romo.
Is that already going?
Damn,
you're so
motherfucker.
Hold on.
Nah, just cause it's too rough, right? Should I start over?
No. That's one thing. I just want to say one thing. I want to give 2 shout outs. I want to give a shout out to my boy Tony. UPS man, young Tony.
Yeah.
And a shout out to the best damn driver in the whole damn UPS warehouse, Jared. What's up?
Jared. What's up, Jared? Alright, this is episode 46 of the Odd Pod. And today we're going to talk about space. And I'm not talking about personal space, because you know, one day we had to have a talk with Romo about personal space.
Me?
But, nah, I just fuck with you. We're talking about outer space. And,
Inner space will be another podcast.
what the fuck is inner space?
Well, you don't like me close to you, Chris?
I don't like you real close to me.
Gotta get out your shot. It's the inner universe, man. The universe in me. You know.
I thought the universe was always in all of us.
Are you saying? Cause you know how like they say like
Whoa!
the brain neurons.
We gotta save it.
Well, no, I just got a question. Like the brain neurons, you know, they look like space galaxies and shit.
You know
right?
what they say? As above, so below.
Right. And then sometimes the eyes and stuff. All right, so you want me to do the first question?
Go ahead, bro.
All right, what do y'all think? Have we really physically left this planet?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I mean, I got 2 different theories.
There's some hoaxes, or is this real news?
You say you got 2 theories?
All right, go ahead, Romo. Romo's already got some thoughts, rumbling.
Well, one is a wild one, where I think that we're all on another planet. That's why they always talk about how we ascend. Maybe that ascension is when we're going to the.
What you mean? One other planet?
We're all on another planet.
I took it from a theory from like how.
Were we born on this planet? That we're
no.
Oh,
are we talking about Earth?
I think we're inhibiting a being on this planet.
Inhibiting? What do you mean?
Like we're
inhabiting.
Our soul is in another body, but our actual body is on another planet. If that makes any sense.
It's almost
like Matrix.
Yeah,
VR.
something like that.
VR.
It's like we're going through a VR reality right now.
Well, the Matrix is, you know how they get it? It's kind of like really incredible VR. I the fucking needle. Yeah.
And maybe the heaven or hell is that you know, we gotta descend below another level where we're at like a planet where it's just like nothing but war and we're just Neanderthals and this and that.
Was that this planet early on?
It could be.
Like, did we participate in that?
It could have been. This planet could have been a developmental planet to where eventually it ascended to where, okay, this level now is modern society where it is now. And we have to debate the Bible in this text to where we ascend to that next level to where our actual haven, our heaven or some sort. You know what I'm saying? It's like a test before you can actually be one of those beings of another planet. It's just a wild theory.
Long story short, you're saying no, we have not physically left this planet?
We have physically left it. We are not physically a part of this planet. We are actually just...
So we've never even arrived. We've never even been on this
We're
planet.
on a VR type
experience.
Yeah.
What's your second theory?
Second theory, we never left the planet. You know, this is our actual reality, and our next soul will go and ascend on another soul on another planet.
But we've never left.
No.
The moon.
We will leave when we have reached our peak here and ascend to another. And that's why death happens here, because we ascend to another being.
Preview to another episode, man, dealing with death.
So this is like a weighing station for your soul.
Weighing
station. Your soul gets weighed on this planet throughout your lifetime. Is it worthy? Is it worthy of being ascended or not? Is your soul? Does it weigh more than your ego? You know what I'm saying? At the end of it. That's what matters, you know what I'm saying? And that's what this planet is. Yeah, you know, you're not gonna get to that fifth dimension, Paradise City, Guns N' Roses all the time, you know, paradise, you know what I'm saying? Until you can prove that you can master living in the hell, which is what he's saying. This is what it is.
But interestingly enough,
this is like the training grounds for, you know, the next dimension is the NFL. We're in the NCAA. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What's crazy to me is, like, I spent the afternoon with my son and we went to the creek and that shit felt like heaven.
Shout out to good fathers.
That shit felt like heaven to me. Like there's a lot of shit going on in the world, but in our physical space and where we're at, it's like fucking peace.
And that's all that matters, the present.
The present, physically and mentally and visually at that present moment.
Because look, if you want to get real deep, time doesn't exist. The only thing that matters is the present. The past and the future are undecided.
I mean, and it's not like we should think about other things sometimes, right? In other places.
So what you're saying is, I'm not 26. I'm just here.
You only know you're 26 because you have a memory of the stuff you've done in your past. But if you could see without space, you would also see what you could do in the future. So how old are you really, my guy?
We can totally be infinite beings.
Exactly. Oh yeah, man.
You know, because it's also that, you know, what is it? You can either be.
Listen.
No, it's that story of Alexander the Great when he first
It's like
started.
the soul.
This is what happens when people get high and talk about space. They start talking about the you know what
like
I'm saying?
reality.
Yeah, like
Legend?
what is
Well, because
life?
it is like
What
is it a
is
dome?
the universe?
Right? I
What's
mean,
the
dome.
meaning of it all?
You think you could live on forever by just being a legend, like how Alexander the Great was?
Oh, bro, I see myself.
What if
like,
he was fake history?
I see myself like Ragnar.
Oh, see now we're getting to another podcast. See where this podcast is, y'all.
It's like
Oh, fake history. That's a whole nother podcast.
Fake history.
No.
Fake space history. Oh,
since we are talking about space, and then, do you think it's
Hold
all
on.
interconnected
Hold on.
in
Hold
and
on.
of itself?
But if you're talking about space history, and remember I told you in space there is no time. History that word doesn't exist. These are just events that happen or that could happen or did, you know what I'm saying?
Speaking of space,
Here we yeah.
NASA
I mean, we're supposed to.
was run by a Nazi.
You mean
Werner
started?
von Braun.
Werner von Braun?
Yeah, started.
What? He was a Nazi?
And he worked for fucking Walt Disney as a fucking like digital designer. Or
He
some
was.
shit.
He was. So he was. Didn't we do a podcast on Paperclip?
We
did.
Sure we did.
Is he one of the scientists that was brought over on our project Paperclip?
One of those
Yeah, I
valuable
see.
scientists.
I
If we
wouldn't
did
be
go to
surprised.
space, the Nazi is the reason why we went to space.
Didn't that fucker invent the nuclear or the atom bomb or whatever?
He was one of the scientists that
Invented the
helped
rocket.
out.
Did he? Was he in there with the atom with the
Who?
Manhattan Project?
Yeah,
There's a lot of
it was some
scientists
dramatic
involved.
dude. Remember who did that speech? You know, look me or I am destroyer of worlds or whatever. Remember?
I could Google that real quick.
It's all good. These are evil people. We ain't gotta get too into depth about them.
There was
So space. So Romo says that he doesn't even think we're in the. Okay, so what do you think?
So what you're saying is all that planets and all that shit that we can see the stars, that's just fake. There's nothing out there. Or
No. There's something out there.
We could go there, but we're still not physically, and we're not physically here.
They don't-
We're in the
We're physically here,
we
but
don't-
our soul is not here. It's somewhere else.
You know how they want to make those COVID passports? Or, you know, you don't have one of those galaxy travel passports where you can leave Earth. You know what I'm saying?
Sounds like some Rick and Morty.
Like if you try to leave the sphere, there's probably somebody up there with a checker, you know, with a scanner. Hey, where you going? Oh, I'm going outer space. Come here right quick. Where's your galaxy pass? What do you mean? Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's
Now,
like-
I remember why I was able to come up with that theory in the first place. It's because of
Marijuana.
No, it's because of a psychedelic trip I experienced.
What's quite marijuana? Stronger marijuana.
That I experienced when
Psilocybin?
it was a few years ago. Yeah, it was psilocybin, and I felt as though my soul was somewhere else in the galaxy or in the universe, but my physical body was here. So I feel
You feel like you were in another dimension or no?
I truly felt as though I was in another dimension on the timeline, but I was following the codes of the time, I guess space continuum, whatever you want to fucking call it, space force, time force,
Because it's like going forward.
or whatever. No, because I was
That'd be
going
fair.
backwards. Because
How did you know?
I
I was pulled backward. That's why I was not pushed forward. I was pulled back.
yeah.
I took on the back of my shirt, not the front of my collar.
Nah.
This guy.
No, but I truly felt as though I was taken from my soul was taken from my body, and I was transported somewhere else across the galaxy to where I was gaining knowledge that I shouldn't have been knowing, but you know.
He was reading the Akashic record.
Basically, what the universe is giving me to learn, and I felt as though when I was done, it transported me back to my body, in which I'm in now, and that's just how the theory came.
So
from.
that's space.
So maybe that's what it is. Well, maybe that's the reality of it. You're a being that can go anywhere in space because you existed. Because remember, there is no time. You exist here. You existed.
But you know how hard that is
To explain.
to comprehend.
to wrap your mind around the fact that there's no
Well,
time.
well,
I mean,
here-
the only reason we have time is because the time's around the sun we go, right? It's all calculated.
Well,
it's like a
what
clock.
man created.
We use the moon for the months, and we use the sun for the year. That's how they used to do it. That's how we learned.
And we
too.
still do it.
Yeah, we still do
Mhm.
Because at the end of the month, and it took me like 30 years to realize at the end of every month, there's a fucking full moon.
And I mean, wasn't there a documentary that me and you watched, Vino, that was about the electric universe? and it was about how everything is connected electronically and how everything is literally connected like a
Well,
like
magnetism
like a
is
web.
also like electronic, right? Magnetism.
I'm not
some
100%.
Quantum?
No,
But-
because I
what-
feel like it's also magnetic, like
No,
the way
yeah,
it's all
yeah,
working. And
yeah,
shit.
but how it's all connected like that, magnetically. Think about it. Think about how your soul is connected to somewhere in a whole nother galaxy, hundreds of thousands of light years away. But if you can tap in to that consciousness of yourself, or like you're everywhere at once, you're there.
Yeah.
That's quantum. You know what I'm saying?
And imagine if we could be able to
What the
transport.
fuck is this turning into, man?
Imagine if
Space,
we
bro.
could transport our souls using that electronic network. It's like electronic highway to go anywhere that we want in the galaxy or anywhere we want in the universe. And that's probably how they were able to come up with the time warp or the what is it where they transport their ships from one end to the other?
Yeah, Stargates.
Yeah, basically how we're able to do this, but subconsciously in our own soul and our
portals?
own mind.
Mm-hmm.
In a way, because we're able to do it with our own brains, connecting it with the universe, because everything is connected with the frequencies and electronics.
Yeah.
So Chris, do you think we've left this? Do you think we've gone to space?
Nah, I don't fucking know.
You don't even.
Coming in here, I was like, yeah, we went to the moon. It was on fucking TV and shit.
But now you're thinking like we could have done it, with our own minds.
So what do you think?
Because then I was also gonna say some people don't even think the moon is an actual fucking moon
Tell me what's in this, like the
because it doesn't even rotate the way it's supposed to rotate, right?
Right,
It's always the dark side,
We're told that it rotates in such a way that it's always facing us.
which doesn't make any sense.
When you think about it, it does not. Make
It
sense.
really doesn't.
So I don't know, bro. Because then you also think, why the fuck we haven't been back? Why is all this like Mars shit, but not the moon?
There is absolutely no way if me and him are revolving around each other, even at the same. How the fuck am I never gonna see? If he has to spin, we have to spin. How the fuck am I never gonna see the back of him?
I mean, I'm not a scientist. So
I'm just saying, bro. I'm a pretty bro. I'm just saying.
But everything else does.
We're
right?
not scientists, but
Do
we know
Saturn's-
common
I
sense.
mean, do Jupiter's moons fucking rotate? I would assume.
But I don't think they rotate like how they say. All right,
Yeah,
it's just
it's
stuck
just-
to it. The reason, the reason we get is why we can't see the quote unquote dark side of the moon.
What if? And maybe I'm just too high for this, but I don't know. What if the moon is actually the Death Star?
Preposterous.
Maybe the Star Wars is trying to tell us that they made an actual moon that looks like the Death Star. but
There's
not the
this
moon.
something that said that, like a lot of the Star Wars shit, like
The moon does hold us hostage in a way, the planet, because you've heard the stories of what would happen if the moon would just disappear, right? All the water in the earth would just like flood. You know what I'm saying?
This is
so we
true.
need it.
It would become it's like it holds us hostage.
So it's like, but we need. Like,
There you go.
like once it was introduced, it kind of like what if that was what killed the dinosaurs? The introduction of the moon.
Could have been. Could have.
It could have been the asteroid.
It could have
that
dried up
crashed
the
into
atmosphere.
moon.
It made it less hospitable to creatures that were that big. You know what I'm saying?
Could have been.
Well, yeah, because they added more pressure, so
They
the
made the air thinner, basically.
Right.
Made the air thinner so people get smaller. It's like how people live. Wait, I think
that's maybe why maybe those people in that picture that you showed, shout out to High Historian.
I think that's the wrong
they like
assumption.
lived in the jungle. Like when you live in the jungle, it's like dense.
I said that wrong because I think the higher elevation you are, the air is thinner, right?
Yeah.
So never mind, because I meant whatever
Well-
the moon did might have made the atmosphere thicker. Because see, in the mountains, that's where all the tall people are from. That's where they all at in the mountains. You know what I'm saying?
Well, do you think that'll punch a hole in the theory of the reason that the dinosaurs existed was because of the oxygen that was in the atmosphere or on the Earth? More oxygen means bigger creatures, or do you think that that's just the opposite?
I wouldn't know. I would
I
have.
feel like more oxygen means bigger creatures.
You think so?
Bigger. Well, whenever there was like that
Where is
layer
there- Where is there the most oxygen on Earth?
well,
When
I'm
we
just
had probably the most vegetation on Earth.
I'm imagining like back before because I make
Yeah, the
history
Midwest, where all the farmers be. Look how big those motherfuckers be.
in the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's right. They're fucking,
Go to
country
potato
people.
country over there in Idaho.
Nebraska.
In Africa, they're pretty tall, right?
Is there a lot of vegetation over there?
It depends on the part.
Where?
It's so huge.
She said Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on where.
There's some parts that are luscious and some parts that are not.
You know what? I bet you the Polynesian Islands are really good because those people are fucking huge. Those
Okay.
The Polynesian people, the Samoans and whatnot.
Like, so we're saying. Oh, anyway.
So back to the space thing.
Yeah.
Do you think we've left space, Chris? I mean, do you think we've gone to space, Chris? I don't think you've answered that.
I don't know if we've gone to the moon. I feel like
Oh, yeah,
maybe we've gone to space.
Okay, so you
Like
think
in the atmosphere.
you think we've left
the whole
Earth?
moon thing? There's like two things that make me the footprints, and then
So then, if you don't think we've even gone to the moon, you definitely don't think we've gone anywhere else.
nah. I think those pictures are probably fabricated.
Doctors and stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
like easily made with through some CGI shit.
What's next on the
Alright,
question?
are aliens real?
Do you believe in aliens? Romo, go ahead, Romo.
Do I believe in aliens?
Go ahead. Do you think they're real? That's the question.
I think they're real.
Do you think that
But
they're?
my question to y'all is, because I have another crazy high historian theory, is the pyramids.
This is not a historian theory.
No, I think pyramids. I think that was there was some kind of technology that was
Well,
lost.
no, my question would
Wait,
have been
aliens, pyramids. Let him finish.
I know. Is
I'm already guessing. what
it was
it
dramatic effect. It was a dramatic pause. You know what I'm saying? Before the dumbass theory I have. Nah, but it was the tips of the pyramid. You see that live and we're missing. What if you think that those were the spaceships that the original Egyptian gods used to escape the planet after they realized what was going on?
And then speaking of pyramid-shaped UFOs, quote unquote, I'm doing my fingers. They just recently confirmed that, right? The Pentagon confirmed.
Yeah.
Pyramid-shaped fucking UFOs.
Yeah. Like, and no one gives a fuck.
And or really,
Well, that's people freaking out, I'm sure.
Oh, I hope so.
but is it just such a coincidence?
But I don't
that-
know if it's real. You think it's real?
I do. I do.
And what do you think's gonna go down? So we like
Full
what,
disclosures coming.
Martians?
Full disclosure.
Like when Dave Chappelle became the president on his skit, where he's like, "Oh, aliens are real. Here's the cure to AIDS."
Well, look, we
I'm
heard.
out.
You know, I've heard various stories about how both 44 and 45 presidents were gonna both try to disclose that stuff.
And then even the Pope was talking about
But
it.
they were stopped, you know, last minute for whatever reason. You know what I'm
So
saying?
what do
I
you?
mean, even if we look at the evidence that's presented now about the pyramids and even the Sphinx and a lot of the stuff in Egypt,
The
it's
Sphinx is like way older than the pyramids too. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah.
Like,
I mean,
like hundreds of thousands of years.
it could have been a
Damn,
thousand.
you might want to back that up
No,
with
no,
some
no,
facts
he's-
right
he's
now.
right,
Someone
because-
Google that.
He's
got the
right.
phone.
Nah, I don't.
The Sphinx could be older.
We'll
than
record it. It's
Oh,
gonna
shit.
sound crazy. It's gonna sound like-
I think I posted this before about the Sphinx. That
I watched
at
the
least
documentary
A few
or
hundred
something.
years.
If
older than
we're wrong,
the
just
pyramids.
put it
I watched
in the
Asian Aliens. I know what I'm talking about.
But either way, I mean, how precise all these structures were created and made,
And they can't redo them.
and they can't redo them even with modern technologies
bro,
now.
in Japan,
It's-
they tried with all technology. They tried for 2 weeks to rebuild that Great Pyramid. They got a fifth of the way through, and they said, no, there's no way. There's no way that anyone
But
in this
It has
day...
to have technology, right?
Here's the thing. Even then, is that how many pyramid shaped structures do you see all around the world?
A
Even
shitload.
even-
Well, a lot
Everywhere.
of, what you mean, like ancient, or you mean like in honor
ancient.
of
You're looking at not just.
Yeah.
I'm not even looking at the Aztec pyramids.
Well,
You're
'cause
looking
I'm
at
thinking in
the
downtown Dallas. there's a
Chinese
pyramid,
pyramids.
You
but-
got Chinese pyramids
Middle Eastern
from-
pyramids, Indian
Well,
pyramids.
in the
Central
Mexico,
American pyramids, South
but they look a
American
little
pyramids.
different, right?
Yes.
Oh, but they could have had tops too.
I bet you Cuba has pyramids.
No,
and-
look
and-
at.
Oh yeah,
Look
they're
at-
everywhere, bro. I've seen pictures where it shows
I
like.
bet you Puerto Rico and Dominican has
Look at every pyramid around the world. Even in the I think they're finding them even in the
I know
German
Australia.
in the old
Europe and
Gallic
shit. Yeah.
countries that they're finding pyramid mounds in Europe. So if you could picture it, these are probably pyramids. You find them even in America themselves.
You think they're space stations, like little stations set
I
up
don't
for
know.
the spaceships?
You
What,
could have many theories
pyramids?
about it.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of theories. We can have a whole podcast on what you think pyramids were about. What's the next question? Oh wait, you need to answer that question, Chris.
What's
Do
it
you-
for, aliens?
Aliens.
So I think that aliens are more like interdimensional type shit, like demons and angels are aliens, right? And then
Wouldn't it be the other way around?
or angels and demons are aliens. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Whatever, the vice versa, they're interchangeable. I think they're the same. And I think that some of the spaceships, but see, now that I'm thinking about like Egypt and shit, now I'm like, I don't know, because I know of Project Bluebeam, where they can project shit that makes it look. So maybe that there are aliens, but they're gonna try to use like a fake massive invasion and throw a bunch of spaceships in the sky with their little Project Bluebeam with their holograms. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised either way, to be honest. Because I did read that book and it talked about grays and the different kinds and shit. And I'm like, I don't know, because I've also heard about people who either they take DMT or like nowadays, like they'll actually like, I don't know where I heard this, but they'll kill people and then bring them right back to life, and they'll get all these crazy, I think it was Alex Jones, and they get all these crazy ideas, and they meet these interdimensional, but they're like mean.
How do they bring them back to life?
I don't know.
I guess they give them adrenaline.
Shot. I mean, there's a movie about, I think, called Flatliners. Like they flatline or some
What?
shit.
That's weird.
Yes.
Damn.
I just gotta chill.
That's dense.
That's extreme as fuck.
And then they give them like technology and shit. I think I saw this on Alex Jones on Rogan. One of the episodes.
That's wild, bro.
So I guess yes, I do.
Do you believe in aliens?
I guess so.
Alright.
Alright,
The next one.
life in other universes and planets or dimensions.
Do you believe that we're
Oh,
the
yeah.
only planet in the galaxy with life and all this
Nah,
stuff,
I mean-
civilization? Do you believe that, Romo?
I believe it. I
That
believe
we're the only one?
You think we're the only ones?
No. I believe that there are different planets. I didn't hear the question right. I'm so sorry.
That there are inhabited planets in the universe.
I
with
think
civilizations.
That movies like Star Trek, movies or shows like Star Trek, movies like Star Wars, movies like
Is that one with Tim Allen?
games like
Galaxy Quest or some shit like that?
Yeah. You know, different movies like that show aliens and
Stargate.
different planets like that. You see it. I think that they actually exist. I think that.
But what does that have to do with them being real? Like, you're just saying that it could be like those shows and shit? Like, they get...
No, I think that there are
influenced by
actual
real shit.
planets those movies
Are based on
show.
some
He's
real
saying
are
that
actually
that's
based on
that
actual
disclosure.
planets.
He's saying that he's saying that the people who made those shows might have some inside info,
Right.
and they're putting it out there for you to
Right,
see.
right,
Pretty
right.
much.
So he
Yeah.
believes in other life and other planets and galaxies. Do you believe that, Cristobal?
I think it's very probable.
I can go even
Very
crazier
possible.
with the theory I have, but yeah, that's too
Go
much.
ahead.
No, that's too much.
You don't think the people are cool enough?
Nah, because I think they're just too crazy.
So then reptilians? You believe in reptilians?
Alright, you know,
I
if I have to spout it,
It's different races.
I truly believe that maybe that Mars had two different races that existed on there.
And they had a
As in
battle and a
reptilian.
war, and that's why it like fucked up.
That's why That's why Mars is what it is, because of nuclear war that happened there. That's why we consider Mars the warring planet, Ares the god of war. That's why everything points to it.
Do you
It's
think there's
because
life
they-
on Mars too, or
No, it's completely
What about inside of
not
it?
even underground?
I don't believe in underground or hollow thing. Y'all
Yo,
do, but it could
I want
be a
you to
possibility.
I want you to take that noise he just made, isolate it. I want to start.
made
Every,
it worse.
I want to start
Made it
every
worse.
show with it.
Mine was very weird.
I want to start every show with
I'm
it.
cutting mine out. Nah.
What minute are we at? So I know when this license.
23.
Around
What, did I
22.
believe in Hollow Earth or what?
No,
Nah,
he made a little
Hollow
sound.
Mars. I guess Hollow Mars. I guess
Hollow
he believe in
Mars.
Hollow
Hollow
Mars.
planets.
Yeah, because he
Hollow
said.
moon.
Because see, Romo Stereo, as he was right before I interrupted him, Romo was talking about he believes there are two races on Mars and they warred, and then keep going.
When it came to Doomsday, like how everybody fears it now that the planet's gonna go through, is that happened on Mars.
So you think
Is
that...
they ultimately warred, they reached the level of nuclear destruction, and they said, "Fuck it, we're just gonna annihilate each other." But there was only one planet to escape to, and both of them had escape pods, escaping places. Maybe one of them escaped and destroyed Atlantis, because we can't find traces of Atlantis. But there were beings that came out of nowhere. You know, I mean, it's hard to describe it because it's in mythology.
Right.
But there was also evidence of a second thing that happened in the Caucasus Mountains, where somebody came out from the Caucasian Mountains.
What if Noah's Ark was really a spaceship?
What would have caused that entire
Flood.
is because of a spaceship that crash landed on Earth that just caused an entire flood.
Kill the dinos.
Killed a lot of all
The
people
big
out.
birds. They're like big
And
birds.
I don't put it past these two
Big birds.
different
industry.
aliens to figure out how to crash land on the Earth to cause things like this so they can be able to sneak onto the planet, because there have been, and again I'll have to explain this in the High Historian where I go through, you know, different civilizations, but there have been evidence of
You mean that podcast in one episode in the last year and a half?
it'll come through eventually.
Like an annual.
Yeah. It takes a lot of research to do this, so I don't sound crazy. But there has been evidence that there has been a group of people that have been going to civilizations pretending to be these groups and ultimately leading to the downfall of these nations.
Like some fucking scrolls and shit. You know anything about the scrolls from the Marvel? They can like shape
I'm
shit.
talking
They're
about
basically reptilian.
where did they get these from? These scrolls? Where'd they come from?
No.
This is him, not me.
The scrolls are SKU scrolls. RULS. They're just from Marvel.
Scroll?
They're some Marvel comic characters
Oh lord.
where they could look like other characters. They're just basically reptilians, but they're like an alien species. But they invade and shit, and they just change form and pretend to be them.
Could be. And maybe the ultimate battle that these two races are having is against, God himself. And that's why God is, that's why they watch over this planet. Because he saw what they did to this other planet, and he's like, no, we're not going to have it over here. That's why we have this good and evil battle.
You think we're special? I mean, so do you think we came from the monkeys and then like from the aliens and the monkeys?
Well, I think we ultimately came from the Creator
It
himself.
says in the Bible he made us in his image.
And if, like I say, in a lot of the biblical texts that you see is believe in the image of God, and evil won't prosper. I'm probably butchering that as it is, but
What's the next?
Yeah.
Alright, let's go on. Let's see Romo's UFO sightings.
Oh my God! What
I'm
the?
excited about
Oh
this
God!
one.
Yeah, man, let's go.
I don't know what I remember saying. I remember one. I was out camping.
You wrote this, man. Say it.
You are what? I'm Captain Morgan?
I was camping.
Oh.
This is back when I was like maybe 14, 15 years old. This is back when I was.
Last year.
And I remember sitting out at night, and my cousin always tells me this is a satellite. This wasn't a fucking satellite, but out there in the country, you can see all the stars and shit. You can see the galaxy, Milky Way and stuff. This is the middle of July, so.
Right. Wait, aren't we in the Milky Way?
Yeah, we are.
So you can see the Milky
I know
Way?
it's weird. I always thought about that, but yeah, we
can see.
Parts of the Milky
Yeah,
Way.
which is really cool. And I've never seen this before, but what I could see was like something moving. It was like a fucking it looked like a star. And I kept seeing it move, and I saw it move in one direction, but then all of a sudden it dramatically changed directions and verted in another direction, and then I saw it go and veer to another direction and disappeared out of sight. And I'm like, what the hell is I seeing? I thought I was tripping. And I thought it was a satellite, but I saw a satellite moving in the sight, and it was just moving in one direction. You can see the light.
Yeah, I've seen satellites before, and it blinks too, right?
Nah, this wasn't no satellite. There's no way that it changed direction in one direction and changed another one, and then just went up and disappeared. Like there's no way. It went east, then west, then east again, and then it just shot straight north, and it just straight disappeared.
Yeah, that's weird. One time I saw, it was like, I think it was a satellite, right? But I was like looking at it and shit, and then it shot out like one of those little, like you know when you get lost and you shoot out one of those, what are those called?
What?
Flares, and it looked like it shot out a flare from the satellite, and I was like, what the fuck? Like it saw me or some shit.
Man, it was doing it just for y'all.
Yeah.
Like, it was just, hey, I see you seeing me, boy.
Yeah. That's just crazy. So that was your only UFO?
That was probably my only UFO.
What about you? You ever had a UFO experience?
No, do you?
Just that. I've seen some shooting stars, a couple.
Perhaps my quick answer is really just a denial of the truth.
I guess you can say, we're not special enough.
Nah, but I believe you, bro. I mean, they recently came out with that shit from it's like official Air Force, right? Or Navy or military. That was there were all these official dudes talking about, yeah, we saw UFOs and we saw UFOs and it came out. And,
you ever seen that movie, The Fourth Kind? At the end of the movie.
Oh, fuck you, Romo!
That shit's scary, right? I think my sister told me about it.
Hey, it's nighttime, y'all. Fuck y'all. I deal with nightmares.
Is it that scary?
Yeah, it really is, bro. That shit's fucking terrifying.
Interstellar. Shout out to Interstellar.
What's the guy?
It's a space movie.
Okay, yeah. Man, yeah, shout out to Interstellar.
Oh, no, but at the end of The Fourth
Say, man, don't do that shit now. Say, man, wait. Look, what?
Is it a scary part?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to show the scary part. I'm not going to talk about the movie in general. If you want to watch it, watch it.
It sounds like it's about to.
No, but at the end of it, you could hear truckers and radio callers that would call into radio stations and stuff and say hey, bro, I seen something. It's just all different types that you see in different parts of the U.S. that these truckers or these random people would call in and would talk about it, and it was just weird on how many you would get in just one location over there in the northwest.
Yeah, there tends to be like certain areas of the planet, right, that have all that activity, high energy type shit.
Nome, Alaska.
Yeah, fucking New Mexico is the desert, I guess.
I guess it's like in the nomad regions where it's like not many.
They-
But then again, there was a sighting in Jerusalem years ago, like almost 10-some years ago, that
There's been some weird shit, like in the Russian sky, like falling.
there was something that came from the sky. It dropped down slowly, went on top of the temple in Jerusalem. Everybody saw it from different directions, and then just shot straight up.
Sometimes I think that's Project Bluebeam. That's just like their projection, just fucking what it's going to. You know what I mean?
I don't know. You don't know what it could be.
I know. It could be.
Also, the Battle of Los Angeles.
Was that a movie?
No, there was an actual battle that happened back in the 1940s.
It is a movie though.
It is a movie.
But it's like a sci-fi movie.
But no,
right?
this is an actual event that happened that something came from the skies above Los Angeles.
During the
The
battle.
army went out,
Oh.
and they didn't know what it was. So they shot at it. Yeah, it's the most American thing you can do. Just shoot first, ask questions later.
They always do in the movies.
So they shot at it with everything 50 cal, anti-air weapons, and nothing fell from the sky, nothing came down, but everybody saw the lights, and then they just disappeared. That was what was considered the Battle of Los Angeles. Everybody thought it was the Japs or the Nazis that were trying to attack.
Japanese.
And
Japanese people.
But he's back in 1954 when that.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, but yeah, that's what they thought.
That's what the headline said.
PC, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't know. It might not even be a problem.
I've done so much historical research in
That was
World War
a quote
II
that
I
he
feel like
just
I'm
read.
still in
That was a
1945.
quote. It was a
Amen.
quote.
Quote,
Yeah.
unquote.
But yeah, that was the Battle of Los Angeles. That's one thing. You got
There's-
Roswell. You've got.
There's
Soviet
been some like
51.
too, like I think was it Columbus or somebody else who was out in the open sea. Like back then, they would write about shit that they see in the sky and shit, just random shit. Like it's interesting, bro.
You also got the beings in mythology. Yeah, take in consideration like who are these people that they randomly talk about.
Well, Egypt, they always show pictures. They look like spaceships.
Yeah. You got in the Bible like Moses. It's like people don't think about the little details. Like, okay, so this dude came back with this big stick. This stick that could like part the water and could do all this other stuff. Like, wow, where'd he get this staff from? Also
Was it
like
the same staff that turned into a snake, or was that another person?
I don't know.
I think that was in Egypt.
Who read the Ten Commandments?
No, that was
Moses.
Oh, the same dude. Damn. Oh yeah, on that 40-year
No.
journey. And see, look, on the 40-year journey, what was that guiding light? Remember, they talked about in the Bible. It was a light
supposed to be
that.
the Northern Star, no?
How come they said they?
They described it differently.
Yeah, come on, man. A
So
star.
I'm not very well
A
versed.
star don't follow you like the way they said in the Bible. Look at it. It said that they could see it in the day, and at night it's shown like a bright light.
Oh shit.
You can see it in the day and it's showing. Man, that sounds creepy.
That sounds like could be a possible
Spaceship.
spaceship. You know what I'm saying?
So like from advanced civilization.
Oh, that I don't know. You go ahead and
Which,
speculate
like,
all you want there.
Or that's like from the creator.
You go crazy with that, man.
The creator has technology. I mean,
Why
it was-
wouldn't the creator
Right.
have spaceships under his command? You know
so
what
like
I'm saying?
like angels, because in the old times you couldn't imagine them like flying and
That's crazy.
maybe they.
Yes,
they
I want
drew-
y'all to start thinking like that.
They
Yes.
drew
What they
wings.
The only way they could explain it,
Right.
Because they're flying
bird.
beings. Yeah,
Right.
they don't have planes, man. They don't got motherfucking jets. They don't know what that shit looks like. So they're like, these beings came from the sky.
And they could just be like, you know how like the beam would like transport them up and shit. And that's what they're seeing and shit.
And to talk about like all these tribes have like a guy that came in a fish suit. Okay, how did you know it wasn't a guy in a fish suit? It was a guy that just came from the water. This is just the way this culture described it in the picture. When they drew a man in a fish suit, they don't mean that some dude came out underwater in a damn fish suit. They mean this dude came from the water. In a ship, probably. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But that's why the Catholic priests wear that hat, right? Because it looks like a fish. Like, don't they worship the fish
Yeah,
god?
yeah.
Right? That's some weird shit, too.
Forgot where we learned about that. But is there any more space questions?
Yeah, why do people want to go to Mars?
Aren't they going next year?
Are they? I mean, supposedly
Yeah,
there's a little
is
thing
it-
over
It
there.
goes. Probably swings back to my original theory that was the original home planet.
There's probably artifacts there. There's probably all kinds of weapons.
Maybe
and
artifacts, maybe
bones.
underground facilities that they could repopulate their planet back, and they could finally leave this planet that they don't like.
But this is a beautiful fucking planet.
They don't like it.
Wait, who's that?
Ooh, yeah.
Let's say the
Martians?
reptilians, Martians, whatever you want to call them.
They don't even like the hot parts.
I think that's why they've been trying to change.
They're trying to change their climate. They're trying to. They're the ones that are trying to climate change.
They call it global warming, right?
All right.
These could be warm-blooded creatures.
This is
though.
good weather for warm-blooded creatures. I was gonna say.
Interesting.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then I was gonna ask about Nibiru, but I don't know if you want to talk about that.
I don't know anything about Nibiru. See, I can enlighten me.
Well, it's just like there's been videos, and I've seen at times. It's been a few years, but where you look in the sky, right, and the sun's setting, and sometimes you'll see two different sources of light.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a theory that, according to like, because there was the Anunnaki that came like certain thousand years ago, and supposedly like there's this planet called Nibiru that they live on, that comes through every once in a while in our solar system.
So
that's
there's a
Nibiru.
star that travels in and out of a solar system every so many years.
Right.
That's what it sounds like. Okay. And then?
So it could be coming soon. What do you want me to do with this? You want me to play it? Or?
You got my charger here?
What? I mean, there's not. Yeah, doesn't have charger.
You may have-
Yeah, but that's being used. See that? Being used. Being used by Little Red.
No, that's not my charger.
That's
the long gray one.
This one?
Yeah.
But it's not plugged in, see?
Okie dokie.
You gotta wait till the other one's done. Cause Ed sat down and broke the one with 3 outlets in it.
Oh.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he just like, boom. That boy just flouls himself. Shout out to Ed.
Anyway.
Anyhow, so where the fuck were we? Nibiru. You tell me what the fuck it is.
Yeah, I mean, like I've seen times in the sky where it's like it looks like there's two, and then you see the chemtrails. It looks like there's two sources of light, like they're trying to cover some shit. And then
You think
that could be causing global warming
you think-
because they say that the oceans are warming up from the inside.
You're saying you think Nibiru is by the sun?
No, what I'm saying is sometimes during the sunset you can see the sun on one side and what I think is Nibiru on the other side.
Do you think?
You know what I
On
mean?
the other side of what?
The sky.
So on opposite sides?
Not necessarily on opposite sides, but separate.
Interesting.
And I used to take pictures of that shit. Sometimes they were like kind of cool. It looked like, remember in Star Wars, the first one, the original one, where there was two suns? It kind of like that. And supposedly like
Talking about
there's
Tatooine?
yeah. And supposedly that there's a reason for that. You know what I'm saying? Because we're gonna see that supposedly. I don't know.
Now this
Who
is just a
knows?
wild theory. It's probably
No, there's a lot of fucking
No.
documentaries and shit about it though.
this one I got. Do you think?
Oh, your theory?
Yeah.
Oh,
Do
that
you
about to
think?
drop?
Do you think the King Kong movies are telling us that the actual creatures exist?
Those monsters and shit?
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Though, I just saw an article that said that some Chinese and American scientists
Wait.
created a human monkey combination.
He
hybrid.
says we believe in monsters? Wait, what?
He said if they came from apes.
You think the Godzilla monsters? You think they're actually like?
Oh my god. Is this what watching Godzilla King Kong makes you do?
It makes me think like, could these creatures actually exist?
Where would they exist here on this earth?
Could they be the
The
protectors of
ocean is
Earth?
fucking deep.
You don't fuck with these creatures, they don't fuck with you. As long as you don't destroy the Earth, then they won't destroy you.
I don't know. It's kind of.
He's like, nah, I'm not even gonna touch this.
So Nibiru, who knows if it's real, but I think it's kind of interesting to look into. I wouldn't be surprised if there's more planets in our solar system that just, they come
They
around.
just pop up right now,
Yeah.
every 1,000 years or something like that.
Yeah, but that's a good solid 40 on space. You got anything you want to add on space?
Nah, dude.
Personal space?
Nah.
Impersonal space? Alright, man. Appreciate y'all for listening. One love. Peace!
Oh,
Peace,
yeah.
y'all.